Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Now at noon, a school employee here in Hamtramck and political activist. He heads to court on sex crimes charges. Why now at noon? The judge has offered to step away from the case.
And taking a look at 4 Live radar for you this afternoon. As showers stick around, Brandon is tracking when it all stops. But we do begin here with breaking news out of Lansing this afternoon. That's where 3 people are dead in a plane crash. A single-engine plane went down this morning near the Capital Region International Airport. An airport spokesperson says the pilot was trying to land when the plane crashed. There were 6 people on board, a pilot, a co-pilot, and 4 passengers.
The aircraft appears to be intact. I mean, the wings are still attached, the propeller is there. Obviously, it appears to be a very hard impact, but as far as there was no fire on board, there was no, the aircraft did not disintegrate.
The NTSB and FAA are on their way to investigate. We will continue to follow this story for you on clickondetroit.com and during our later newscasts. Turning our attention now to the forecast. We've got some pretty gloomy weather out there that continues across Metro Detroit. Kind of a rainy morning, and it's likely going to be a rainy afternoon as well. Let's check in with meteorologist Brandon Rue, because I understand it won't last all day.
It won't, and really it hasn't. It just almost looks worse than it is, but that doesn't mean it's nice out there or even going to get very nice. 57 with a northeast wind at about 5, low clouds. You can see them here on our camera in Mount Clemens. Capable of certainly leaking a little drizzle, maybe a light shower or 2. So we are not quite done. It just will not be a deluge soaking of the next 4 hours. We have temps mainly in the 50s, but some 60s farther south. 66 Adrian at 62 right now in Monroe. So we're trying to lift some of those numbers. I think a lot of us stuck in the 50s today and maybe tomorrow, but hoping that warm front gets at least some of us into lower and middle 60s with a couple of, again, light rain showers through 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. Evrod, a cool Friday and your weekend forecast coming up.
Alrighty, Brandon, we'll be checking in with you again in just a little bit. There are new developments this afternoon as a Hamtramck school employee faces a judge. Ibrahim Al-Jahim is facing charges of criminal sexual conduct against a student with special needs. This is a story that our Sean Lay has been following for us. He joins us now live this afternoon. And Sean, I understand a lot happened during this hearing.
A lot to unpack here. First and foremost, the first thing that happened out of the gate here, we're talking about a defendant, Ibrahim Al-Jahim, is so tied in politically to Hamtramck and the rest of the area. The judge immediately offered to step away from the case because she says Al-Jahim himself, the defendant, helped her get elected. Ibrahim Al-Jahim, community liaison for Oakland International School in Hamtramck and well-known Democratic political activist, in court on 2 counts of the highest sex crime charges a person can face. He's accused of taking a student with special needs out of school and sexually assaulting him in a car parked across the street. Al-Jahim is so tied into Hamtramck politics, District Judge Alexis Crott had to first say that Al-Jahim helped get her elected to the bench.
I had an election last year. He helped me. He put up campaign signs, distributed those. He helped me get an endorsement. And I want that to be clear. I want everyone to know that.
Judge Crott said she would be neutral on the case, but would step aside if need be. The prosecution and defense both said they had no problem with her overseeing the case. The next issue, the shockingly low bond of $1,000 given to Al-Jahim when he was arraigned. The judge now wants him on a tether and warned Al-Jahim not to go anywhere near the victim or his family.
You know who it is. Don't be around this person. Don't be around him. Don't be around his parents. Don't be on his street. Don't be anywhere around him.
Back here live, that's just scratching the surface of what came out of this hearing. Coming up live at 5 o'clock, we'll unpack more of what happened here, including the prosecution revealing Al-Jahim's criminal history, plus what his defense may be heading forward here. And again, he is on a tether at this noon hour. Much more coming up at 5, Evrod.
All righty, Sean Lay reporting for us live this afternoon. Sean, thank you. Detroit police are looking for a group of people believed to be involved in this gas station shootout on the city's west side. This happened last month on Fenkell, right near Wyoming. You can see one man walking up to a car and start shooting as another man gets out and shoots back. Police say the man in gray is Makai Evans. He's been charged for his role in the shooting. And right now, police are also trying to identify the other shooter and the 3 other people that you see here. So if you have any information, you're asked to call Detroit police. Breaking news out of Paris this afternoon, where 4 people are killed in a knife attack at the city's police headquarters. The attacker, a 45-year-old man, was shot and killed by authorities. We're told the man was an administrative employee at the police headquarters, and he had worked there for over 20 years. Right now, police don't have a motive for the attack, but they are investigating. And also breaking this afternoon, President Trump now calling on another country to investigate the Bidens.
You may very well find that there are many other countries that they scam, just like they scammed China and Ukraine. And basically, who are they really scamming? The USA, and it's not good.
Now, he made those remarks outside of the White House before leaving for Florida. The president says that he hasn't asked China's president to investigate the Bidens, but he could think about it. There is no evidence that Joe Biden benefited from his son's business dealings. This new development comes as President Trump's impeachment inquiry heats up on Capitol Hill. And that's where the former U.S. Special Envoy to Ukraine is testifying today in front of 3 congressional committees. Kurt Volker arrived on Capitol Hill this morning for closed-door meetings. Volker was named in that whistleblower complaint involving the phone call where President Trump asked the president of Ukraine to investigate the Bidens. Volker resigned from his post last week. All right, we're now in day 18 of the UAW strike, and talks are ongoing with General Motors as we speak. Negotiations started up again this morning after talks broke up last night around aid. And according to an AP source, late Monday, General Motors offered a contract that includes wage increases or lump sum payments in all 4 years. But they say the offer was rejected partly because it didn't give temporary workers a clear path to a full-time job. But the union is making progress in talks with Ford. Today, leaders said 18 of the 20 subcommittees have reached tentative agreements or are close to one. Before the deadline last month, the UAW signed an indefinite extension of its current contract with Ford. All right, so it's what's being called the new Halloween tradition here in the city of Detroit. This year would be the 2nd annual Halloween in the D celebration. And it's a group of activities around the city to make sure that kids here in Detroit have a fun and a very safe Halloween. On Halloween, police precincts will host trunk or treats, 3 city parks will become haunted, and fire departments will be giving out some candy for the kids. Mayor Duggan says 35,000 kids came out for this event last year, and that is what this is really all about.
For too many years, the children did not come first in the city of Detroit. But with all of the efforts here, we're making Halloween for the kids again.
And if you would like to get involved, you can donate candy at any police precinct or fire station. Halloween in the D kicks off on Halloween at 5 p.m. Well, we've got a big recall this afternoon that you might want to hear about before you eat your lunch. The prepared food made right here in Metro Detroit that could make you sick. Plus, security concerns grow as the Joker movie makes its debut in theaters today. Find out what police departments are saying about your safety if you decide to go to the movies this weekend. But first, we're following breaking news right now. 2 years after the Las Vegas mass shooting, the victims have reached a settlement with the owners of the Mandalay Bay Casino. That deal is expected to be announced today.
Get ready with help from Randazzo Heating and Cooling. For a limited time, pay just $99 for a furnace tune-up and get your air conditioner tune-up free.
Go with the name you know, Randazzo.
Our doctors, there for us, providing care when we need it most. During our toughest days and most trying moments, they're on the front lines, saving lives, saving us. Unfortunately, big insurance companies are putting our doctors and our care at risk by pushing a plan called government rate setting, which could mean fewer hospitals, fewer physicians, and fewer healthcare options for us all. Thankfully, there's a better solution for surprise medical billing. It's called IDR, or Independent Dispute Resolution, a bipartisan plan already working in states across the country that takes patients out of the middle, guaranteeing we're protected from surprise bills. Because at the end of the day, it's not about politics. It's about patience. And it's up to Congress to make the right choice. So tell them to keep fighting for us on surprise billing and to support IDR, the solution backed by the doctors who care for us.
Get new floors during Empire Today's gigantic 75% off sale. That's carpet, laminate, and even hardwood 75% off. Empire makes getting beautiful new floors easy. See samples in your home, get a free estimate, and have your floors professionally installed. Update your floors with Empire and get 75% off carpet, laminate, and hardwood. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Do you suffer from sleep apnea and are having a difficult time wearing CPAP?
I was not using it nearly as much as I should have.
Sleeping next to him was really hard.
Dr. Ely can provide a comfortable solution to help you sleep. Visit Novi Oaks Dental today.
Tonight, it's finally here.
This is better than I ever imagined.
The Superstore engagement party.
Gina, you want some cake?
Followed by Perfect Harmony, the best new comedy of the fall.
News travels fast.
And everyone's cheering The Good Place.
You can have anything you could possibly...
Except that lady.
What the
Then it's Cal Penn in the new comedy Sunnyside.
Mayland and Jun Ho, they're rich as hell. The rent must be insane. What's, rent?
Thursday comedy starts here, tonight on NBC.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are following breaking news for you this afternoon. A major settlement has been announced between MGM and victims of the 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting. Lawyers for the victims say that they've reached a deal that's expected to pay up to $800 million. The victims are seeking compensation for a range of physical and psychological harm after a shooter opened fire on an open-air concert from the Mandalay Bay Hotel, killing 58 people and injuring several hundreds more. In Mississippi now, 20 soldiers are hurt in a training accident. Some of them were taken to a nearby hospital, while several were treated by medics in the field. The soldiers are stationed at Camp Shelby. They were injured yesterday during paratrooper training. Winds blew the soldiers out of their drop zone, causing some of them to get caught in the trees as they parachuted to the ground. Officials are investigating the cause of the accident. And now to this Help Me Hank alert for you this afternoon. Lipari Foods issuing a voluntary recall of bulk chicken salads and sandwiches because of potential contamination with Listeria. The recalled product was distributed exclusively by Lipari Foods in Warren, Michigan, to stores across 15 states, including here in Michigan. Now, according to the FDA, Listeria, as you know, can cause some pretty serious sickness and might even be fatal for young children, as well as frail or elderly people. If you'd like a complete list of the recalled items, you can go to clickondetroit.com for that. All right, so to come here on Local 4 News at noon, it's not something that you hear every day. A man wins hundreds of thousands of dollars in a lawsuit against the man who stole his wife. We'll tell you how he got a big payday over an affair. Brandon?
Well, at least it's not snowing. It's snowing a little bit to our north, but not here, so we are tracking weekend conditions that does include a little bit of wet weather. We'll break it all down for you. Finally, Friday, your full weekend next.